Attention seafarers, welcome aboard the cruise ship Barracuda. We'll be setting sail soon with many exciting ports of call on our itinerary. This is a special cruise since we'll be hosting the Bowers Banger wedding on the Hammerhead deck. The guest list includes Summer. Hey, who needs a last name when you're named after a season? Summer is the bridesmaid, though only a couple of months ago she was almost the bride. And you'll never guess who the groom-to-never-be was. Henry Bowers, who just so happens to be the groom on this cruise. He took the rejection pretty hard, but isn't giving up that easy. Just don't tell his rebound fiancé. Bunny Lee Banger of the Georgia Bangers. She's supposedly Summer's best friend, but with a friend like this, who needs sea anemones? This is one Southern Belle that you can't unring, at least not without losing a major organ. And since her family would never dare set foot on a cruise ship, this blushing bride will be given away by Alistair Crowley. He's creepy and he's kooky. He's altogether spooky. And he's a little low on cash, so this wedding had better pay off. Otherwise, there might be fireworks. And nobody knows that better than Allison Crowley, Alistair's not-so-little girl and Henry's stepsister from another mister. If you have a way of life, she'll hate it. And if you don't see eye to eye with her, just make sure you don't lose sight of her wedding date. Ernest. He's the best she could dig up on such short notice. Let's just hope he's not the brains of this operation, or else somebody might get buried at sea. But if they do, it's a good thing that we have a minister on board. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. He's the head of the Right Cross Teleministry. When he's not asking for a donation, he's tending to his flock, namely the ones in bikinis. Aren't we lucky that he was called to officiate at this wedding by his ex-employee, Rick Carlisle? You name it, and he's done it. Singer, dancer, infomercial husker, and snake oil salesman. Currently, he's the onboard entertainment for the Barracuda and the wedding singer at the Bowers Banger wedding. Too bad a few of his sour notes have not been music to everybody's ears. Luckily, there's a couple of wedding crashers that just happen to be on board. Max and Magda Chastain are not only world-renowned detectives, but are also on their long-overdue honeymoon. It's a good thing that mystery loves company. Now that you know the players, it's time to get this show on the road or ship on the sea, whatever floats your boat. Bon voyage!
Well, don't we look lovely? That's your cue, Bunny. Alistair, offer her your arm. All right, together, left, together. No. Listen, okay, right, together. Forget it. Just walk. Okay, so here at the altar we have, let's see. Oh, we have the maid of honor, and yeah, we got the groom. What? Smile, Henry. Come on, it's your wedding, not a death sentence. All right, let's keep moving, folks. I'm judging a bikini contest in a half an hour. Boy, some of those girls have some fantastic personalities. Alistair, smile. Your son is getting married. Come on. Ew. No, that's nightmare material. Okay, don't smile. Don't smile. Maybe a refined stiff upper lip is better for you. Sure. All right, and we are at the altar. Yes, I say a bunch of things about love and commitment, and you two say even shorter things about love and commitment. All right, now the rings. Are you sure about this, Bunny?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, whatever, it's your day. Let's see, the rings will fly down via dove to the maid of honor. That's you, Summer.
That's me.
Fantastic. What's the dove's cue?
Watch this. And here he comes.
Oh,
Excuse me.
How do you know it's a he?
He comes when he's called.
Oh.
Come on, Davis Dove the Third. Go to Summer, just like we practiced.
Whoa, hold on. He seems to want to hang around with me. It's all right. Here, let me help, okay? Come here, Birdie, right here. There you go. All right. We'll just let him stay right there, okay? Now we exchange rings. Why is he beeping?
It's called cooing. What's wrong?
Well, I don't. It's just strange. What? Why is it getting faster?
I'm sure it's nothing. I guess it was just Davis the Dove's time to go.
How was that?
Uh, unless they've got a cannon aboard this cruise ship, I'd say that was an explosion.
Not good in the middle of the ocean.
Not good at all. In fact, I think we had better.
If you say investigate or any word that sounds remotely like it, I will throw you overboard.
But Magda, it's part of our job description.
I'm not on the job right now. I'm on my honeymoon, a honeymoon that you have owed me for almost 11 years.
Yes, but you know as well as I do that a detective is always on the job when there's a mystery afoot.
Well, I've got a foot that I'm about to put right up your ass if you don't.
Attention. Will passengers Maximilian and Magda Chastain please report to the Hammerhead deck immediately? We have a bit of a mystery that we need your help with.
Uh-oh. An explosion on a ship this size, plus a page for the only detectives on board, could only mean one thing: a murder on the deep blue sea.
It's really more of a bay.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
Edward Alexander Crowley, but you can just call me Alistair. In a past life, I was an occultist, a ceremonial magician, a poet, painter, novelist, potassium nitrate refiner, and a mountaineer.
A past life. Did you die or something?
Yes, but I got better.
Potassium nitrate. Doesn't that make things go boom?
Among other things. Next question.
All right. What was your relationship with the deceased?
Mr. O'Bannon, I hardly knew the man. We didn't exactly run in the same circles. My territory is a little more south of heaven.
Are you trying to be funny? Because I'm not in a laughing mood. Now, you said before that you were here for the wedding. Which side?
The grooms. Henry is my stepson from my 9th marriage.
9th? Well, how many times have you been married?
Counting Allison's dear departed mother, 11.
You must have a lot of alimony payments.
Alas, all my wives have passed to the great beyond. Fortunately, they were all insured. Unfortunately, the money never seems to last.
Is that right? Bad investments?
Yes, in the sense that the money seems to go faster than any horse ever could.
You like to play the ponies.
It's my favorite vice. Too bad my bookmaker doesn't feel the same way.
So, I guess it doesn't help that your son, or stepson, is marrying into money.
I suppose, just so long as he actually seals the deal this time.
Are you saying that he was engaged before? What happened?
Why don't you ask the bridesmaid?
Why? Was she a bridesmaid at the last wedding?
No, she was the bride.
Hi, Mr. Cowlick.
The name is Crowley. Do I know you?
Sure. Yeah, I almost married your stepson 2 months ago.
Ah, yes. Poor Henry was devastated. So, how have you been since you crushed the living spirit from my boy?
I didn't mean to do that. I love him, but only in a friend way. Oh, you're not mad at me, are you?
Of course not, my dear. I haven't laughed so much at a disaster like that since the Titanic sank.
Oh, speaking of the Titanic, this sure is a nice cruise, isn't it? And I love the name Barracuda.
How apropos. I do hope you aren't planning on ruining this wedding as well. That wouldn't be very wise.
Oh, don't worry. If there's one thing I've never been accused of, it's being wise.
Indeed. Though I have to question the wisdom of you being on board this boat at all.
But I'm the whole reason that any of us are here. Bunny and Henry would have never met if it weren't for me. Well, it only made sense that Henry invited me personally.
Henry invited you.
Begged is more like it. Well, he's so cute when he's on his knees, I couldn't resist. So are you giving Bunny away during the ceremony since her parents refused to come?
Why, yes. I just hope that she's in a giving mood too. Cruise ship tickets don't grow on trees, you know.
They don't? But I thought tickets were made out of paper and that paper came from trees and...
How on earth did Henry let you slip away? Please excuse me, dear. I have to see to a few last-minute arrangements.
Oh, okay. Goodbye, Mr. Crowbar.
Name and occupation.
Summer.
That's nice, darling. And occupation?
Oh, no. I'm single at the moment. Unoccupied. Why, are you trying to set me up?
Are you aware this is an interrogation?
Not really. How does that work?
Miss Chastain and I are investigative partners. We conduct a series of interviews relating to the passing of Mr. O'Bannon. Then we debrief and prepare a second round of probing questions.
Oh, it sounds like you need some privacy.
What do you do for work, Summer?
Oh, I can't seem to hold down a job. My latest job was a lingerie sales girl, but the men seemed a little bit more interested in me than the clothes.
I can't imagine why.
You.
Tell us about the events of Mr. O'Bannon's passing from your perspective.
Well, we were rehearsing for the wedding.
Define we.
It's a pronoun used to indicate you and I.
What other people were at the rehearsal?
Oh, let's see. Vance, Henry, well, he's the groom. His fiancée, Bunny, Alistair, his daughter, Allison, Rick, and Summer.
That's you.
Who?
What did you see?
Vance was leading us through the events of the wedding, and then a bird flew down and landed on his shoulder, and, well, you know the rest.
We do? Okay. How did you know Vance?
Well, I didn't really. He just came into the lingerie shop every Thursday and asked for me. Well, he didn't just ask for me. He'd buy presents and wanted me to model lingerie. And then he showed up at my door once. Oh, such a creepy guy. Well, then what do you know? He's running this wedding and knocking on my door last night.
I've learned here that you were once engaged to Henry, the to-be groom.
That's right.
All right. What happened?
Well, it sounded like a good idea at first, but then I realized we were better as friends.
When did you realize that?
On the altar.
Well, was this ever a bone of contention between you and Bunny?
Of course. But they're getting married, so I thought maybe that was over.
Maybe.
Well, I still have no idea how he snuck out last night to try and get me to run away with him. Well, maybe you should talk to him. He's kind of crazy in love with me.
Did you not think to volunteer that information earlier?
Well, you didn't ask me.
The dove. It was supposed to land on you as part of the ceremony?
Oh, that's right.
Whose idea was that?
Oh, Bunny. She thought it would be special. No, wait. What's the word? Incendiary.
Back to Henry for a moment. How did this attempted seduction go?
Oh, do you want me to act out both parts?
Just go to the flashback, Summer.
Oh, okay.
There you are.
There you are.
Right. Now that we've established that, what are you doing out here?
You passed me a note at dinner saying to meet you outside. Alone. On the Newark deck. So here I
Here you are. Sure you're not too cold?
am. The sea air feels nice.
But if you stayed out here too long, I imagine you'd get cold. Eh?
Sure.
Cold, perfect skin that radiates under the moonlight's glow.
Oh, that's just my toner.
Cold hands I could hold in mine.
Oh, but your hands are always clammy. Ew.
Cold feet. Eh?
Yeah, I should have worn boots. Want to finish this at the bar?
No, out here is perfect. And you know what they say about cold feet, right?
Cold feet. Cold toes?
What else do you think? What do you think of when you hear the words cold feet?
Eskimos. Popsicles? Sledding? Sea lions. So that's not really a feet situation. That's more like a flapper.
Summer, I have cold feet.
Well, duh. It's a bit chilly out here.
I have cold. It's an idiom, meaning I don't know if I should go through with this marriage to Bunny because I'm still madly in love with you, Summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then why didn't you just say that instead of cold feet?
I honestly have no idea. What do you think about what I just said?
It's silly. You're marrying Bunny. Oh, speaking of a witch, hi, Bunny.
Hide!
Oh, wasn't her.
Oh. Run away with me.
We're on a boat.
That's true. But I mean, when we get to dry land, run away with me.
Oh, but you're marrying Bunny.
I don't want to marry Bunny.
Then why are we here?
I have no idea. What do you say?
She's my best friend.
What? I love you. Do you love me?
I think you should marry Bunny. I mean, you already have all the napkins, the streamers, and the souvenirs with Bunny and Henry forever printed on them, and the 4 isn't written out. It's literally the number 4. I don't think you can peddle that to another Bunny and Henry.
Summer!
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, it's starting to get a bit chilly. I'll see you tomorrow on the big day.
I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
Name and occupation.
Henry Bowers, groom to be.
That's not an occupation.
I work in a zoo.
A zookeeper.
Well, I feed the animals and shovel their business.
Okay. Why the cold feet?
Who said anything about cold feet?
Who do you think told us about cold feet?
I'd like my lawyer, please.
Oh, sure, kid. Tell him to hop on a helicopter and get here pronto.
We're not the police, we're private detectives. Perhaps you've heard of us.
I don't think so.
It's better you talk to us. We're professionals. Who do you think is going to exonerate you quicker? Us, who've solved over 500 cases to date.
Internationally.
Internationally. Or the power-hungry cruise ship guards were nothing more than mall guards on the water.
Now, the cold feet.
I wanted to run, but it was too late.
Who else knew about this?
Summer.
Could she have possibly told someone?
I don't think so. It took a solid 5 minutes to explain cold feet to her.
He's got a point.
Now, did your father...
Yep. Father?
I stand corrected. Did your stepfather approve of this union?
He agreed to attend, right?
Answer the question.
Yes, I think as much as a man like that can care about anything.
What reason do you think that is?
Well, you'd have to ask him.
Where would you and Summer have gone? I mean, tell me if my deductions on telling your ex-fiance about cold feet are erroneous.
Well, I didn't get that far in planning.
Okay. Did you want to get married at sea?
Not really, but Bunny had her heart set on it.
Why do you suppose that is?
Romance? I haven't a clue.
I do.
Well, does your stepsister approve of Bunny?
Well, she's not really a people person.
Well, I have it here. She brought a date.
That's true. Though he seems kind of off. Well, you're late. They were about to move the gangplank and set sail without you.
I'd have been here sooner if you hadn't booked your wedding on the most obscure cruise line in the history of cruise lines. Caw. The Barracuda?
It could have been worse. We almost had to book the Kraken. Whoa. Who the hell is that?
This is my +1. Say hello, Ernest.
Seriously? This is what you call a wedding dinner? Same old alley cat. Never know who or what she's gonna dig up next.
Henry, I know we haven't seen each other a lot since we were kids, but I don't really care for that nickname anymore. You call me Allison, or you call it Doctor. It's your choice. Caw. As for Ernest, I know he's a bit rough around the edges, and he has an odor that would make an onion cry, but he has his good points too. Don't you, Stevie? So who's the Mrs. to be this time? Caw.
Bunny Lee Banger. You know, she and Summer are best friends.
Bunny? Can I just call her Thumper? Caw.
What is that? Why do you keep making that noise?
I'm calling for Poe.
You brought your dumb pet crow to the wedding?
He's not a crow, he's a raven, and he has more brains than that bubble-headed bimbo you almost married.
Hey, don't you call Summer that. She might hear you.
You invited the woman who left you at the altar to your destination wedding with her best friend? Wow. And people say I'm a masochist.
Actually, she's in the ceremony as the bridesmaid.
And this was Bunny's idea?
Yes,
Oh.
and no, yes, it was an idea, but no, it wasn't Bunny's.
No brains.
I should have brought popcorn for this. Caw! There you are, Poe. You almost missed the boat. Come on, Ernest. We should get settled into our cabin before the sun gets much hotter. I'm starting to burn and you're starting to spoil. Don't interrogations usually consist of you asking us questions that we either answer or at least give very vague, evasive answers to that make us look guilty as sin?
Well, the obvious question is, why aren't you two haunting a house right now?
Magda, maybe they have a condition or something.
Yes, it's called sociopathy.
Good to know. What about your friend here? Is he a people person?
Only when he's hungry.
Okay, let's just get this over with. Name and occupation.
Allison Crowley. I'm an anarchist. Oh, and a cookbook author.
And you're related to Alistair and Henry, correct?
Yes. One by blood and the other by mistake.
And how about you, sir?
He doesn't really have a name, but I call him Ernest because he's the most sincere person I've ever met.
Did you have a chance to meet the deceased before his untimely demise?
Yes, Ernest and I met several years ago.
Actually, she's referring to Vance O'Bannon, the minister at the wedding.
Oh, that one. No, I avoided him like the plague. Ugh.
Why?
I don't trust televangelists.
Oh, that's right. He had one of those holier than thou TV shows, didn't he?
Yeah, the kind where they're always asking for donations. From what I hear, he usually lost it all at the racetrack.
Ah, like your father.
Oh, so you've spoken to Potter Mayes. Did he also tell you that he was in the explosives business?
Roundabout way, but he seemed indifferent about O'Bannon.
Whatever. He doesn't like leeches any more than I do. Somebody did us all a favor.
Somebody that knew an awful lot about birds and bird calls.
If you're insinuating that I put explosives in that dove just because I have a well-trained raven that will kill on command, you're barking up the wrong tree, Fido. It looked to me like the bride, Miss Bunny Lee of Savannah, Georgia, had that dove wrapped around her debutante finger as she does Henry. Ugh. Besides, I would have sent Poe to peck his eyes out. Kind of an eye for an eye type of irony. Right, Poe? Poe, where did you go?
Oh, God.
Oh, I think I'm going to throw up.
Ernest, not again.
Bird brain. Oh
you feeling?
Oh, like I took a lot of Dramamines for nothing. Oh, I shouldn't have mixed them with all those Mai Tais.
If it makes you feel any better, that Ernest guy looked more seasick than you do.
Henry was right. Something definitely off about him. I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, he's got some serious homicidal tendencies, but he's no mastermind. He eats birds, not rigs them to explode. My girlfriend, though. There's a coven somewhere that's missing a witch.
And she seemed to have a healthy hate for O'Bannon. Did you ever see one of his telethons? He was always pulling some crazy shenanigans, trying to rake in more viewers and their hard-earned bucks. It makes you think, doesn't it?
That this was just some elaborate publicity stunt that literally blew up in his face. Now that would be some poetic justice. But I think we should finish talking to the rest of the wedding party before we mark this down as death by misadventure.
Bunny?
Here comes the bride.
They must think I'm dumber than a box of nails. Look at them out there canoodling. I swear I should have seen this coming. Every dumb boy is like a fox in a hen house when it comes to summer, and that little tart only has to bat her pretty little fake eyelashes and they fall at her feet. Sweet sassy molasses.
Man troubles.
Oh, my deepest apologies, ma'am. I was sitting here admitting my feelings out loud.
Perhaps the empty whiskey glass is to blame.
You have yourself a fine evening, ma'am.
Apparently there's a big old wedding happening on this ship. You wouldn't happen to be a part of it, would you?
Guilty as charged. I'm Bunny, the bride-to-be. That is, if my soon-to-be and scalding hot water fiance and maid of honor stop with their flirting out there.
We're here on our anniversary.
Oh,
You could barely book a cabin with how full this boat is.
congratulations. Where's your other half?
Oh, he's one of those early to bed, early to rise types, whereas I'm a night owl. Funny how we got along this many years being so different.
Why on earth is that dingbat waving at me? Is she flaunting that she's got him wrapped around her pretty little finger?
Oh, hide!
Hello, ladies.
Allow me to introduce our preacher, Reverend Vance O'Bannon.
Man of the cloth and of the bourbon.
Oh, see, I'm consuming, so there's less to influence my beautiful flock. My beautiful flock. So would either of you fine ladies happen to have a full dance card?
Oh, a book solid.
Ah.
Your left feet.
Oh, well, that's okay. I got two right ones. We should go back to my cabin and see what else we got in common.
Reverend, this kind lady here is on her anniversary. I'm sure the last thing she's thinking about is sex.
Oh.
Wise beyond your years, young lady.
Ooh, she looks young and impressionable. Hey, excuse me, ladies.
Now, I'm sure I shouldn't have a bad word to say about the clergy, but that man makes snakes shiver. I didn't even want him for the wedding, but Rick, that's him over there, he's our entertainment for the wedding. It insisted. Part of me thinks that dirty old Vance is here just so he can see Summer in her swimsuit. He's another one of her droopy admirers, has a snowball's chance in hell with her. Don't get me wrong. Summer is one of my dear friends. Some days I just wonder if it's a matter of keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
Look, I'm practically chewing your ear off. Let me buy you a drink.
A small one, perhaps. I have to keep my wits about me.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. Oh, I'm so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
Magda Chastain. You might know me from my cover on Time Magazine's Women of the Year. World-class detective with over 500 cases solved.
Internationally?
Internationally. And chief co-investigator into the death of Vance O'Bannon.
Well, hell's bells.
Thanks for your tips, ladies and gentlemen, but keep them coming. And don't be afraid to drop a few bigger bills. I can't make change, but I'm pretty sure I deserve them. Don't forget to stop by the Cruise gift shop and get all of your daily curios, but also my latest self-help book, Repress Your Anger in the Healthiest Way Possible. Available only in hardcover. Autographs and personalized copies are available for an additional fee. Now this next tune.
Ladies, hey, who wants to dance? Huh?
Well, we have royalty in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. Why, we go way back. Remember that, Vancey? Calling me out during my 24-hour live telethon for supposed connections to offshore accounts, of which I had zero responsibility. The telethon was a beauty. The Rick Carlisle Fund for improving and embettering the life of Rick Carlisle. Remember that one, Vancey? I do. I've been relegated to cruise ships ever since. Where were we? How about a tune? This is off of my new album, Eating the Blues Away.
Oh, I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
It's almost midnight. Why are there 10 boxes of Chinese takeout? Why am I on a stretcher? Is it my crippling case of the gout? There's one more crab ragoon. Please, Mr. EMS man, I won't see them again soon.
Hey, are you all right, dear?
I think so. Oh, I don't know what came over me. As soon as I sat down, it was like my brain was trying to escape my head and shut down as quickly as possible.
Oh, not the first time that's happened, is it, Rick?
Impossible. It's almost midnight.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go lay down.
Hey, what a coincidence. So am I.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. I am so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
It's almost midnight. I'm taking it to the bridge because I'm feeling unwell. I've repressed all that anger like the book says, and that Reverend Phony Vance O'Bannon can go straight to... Somebody, please turn the sun down. I've got the mother of all hangovers.
But you said you'd be more relaxed and forthcoming if we did this out in the open.
Oh, right. Ready when you are.
Name and occupation.
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm in a laughing mood? We need you to state this information for the official record.
If you listen to my records, you'd already know. New from the Rick Carlisle Records, 20 explosive hits from one dynamite artist, me. Order now and you'll get some of my deep cut classics like Love -1, A Crying Shame, Once, Twice, 3 Times Divorce, maybe tomorrow and the sequel, definitely today, and many, many more. Just said $39.99 postage and handling.
Mr. Carlisle, we're not here to promote your best of collection. Please just answer the question.
Fine. Rick Carlisle, Renaissance man.
Narrow that down for us, Slick. What is your current job?
I'm currently the headliner on the Portuguese Man of War Lounge. 3 shows nightly.
And?
And, oh, right. Yeah, I'm the wedding singer for the Bowers Banger Shindig.
Okay. You are aware that a man died at the wedding rehearsal, right? A man that you had a previous working relationship with, a man that you yourself hired as the minister.
Aware? I'm very aware. Vance and I had a complicated relationship, but I certainly never wanted him to go out like that, with a bang. A whimper would have been sufficient.
So you admit that there's no love lost between the two of you?
That's all hearsay, and you know what that means. It's only true if you hear me say it.
I did, and so did a bar full of people. Well, we heard you sing it anyway.
Songs aren't admissible in a court of law. Besides, I'm surprised anyone heard me over that convulsing drama queen.
You don't think your singing voice made Summer have that fit?
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I'd have about, carry the one, $6.35.
So there are other reported cases, and you still think Summer was faking?
Or she was put up to it. She's thick as thieves with Vance. I remember it like it was just last night.
It was last night.
I was sitting at the piano in the Portuguese Man of War Lounge, fighting off my over-enthusiastic fans.
You were begging for tips and hawking a self-serving self-help book to a bar full of drunks.
Honey, it's his flashback.
I was there, so technically it's our flashback.
Ahem. Anyway, Imprince is none other than Vance O'Banion, no doubt jealous of all the attention I was getting. In fact, he even said so. I'm jealous of all the attention you're getting. Ignoring his rude interruption, I gave him a warm greeting and went into a rousing rendition of my #1 smash hit, From the Bottom of My Heart, It's Lonely Here on the Top. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I was rudely interrupted a second time by Vance's partner in crime. I tried to carry on the song when I noticed a series of winks and nods and hand gestures going back and forth between that sweet little tart and Vance. That's when she went into her Tony Award-winning performance. Then Vance said, "Are you all right, dear?" as if I didn't already know. And the sweet tart replied, "I don't know what came over me. As soon as I sat down, my brain escaped my head and shut down as quickly as possible." And then she pointed at me and yelled, "All because of that impossibly handsome man and his angelic voice made out of 24-karat gold."
How much more of this bullshit do I have to listen to?
Oh, stay gold, pony boy.
Then Vance made some completely unsubstantiated claim about there being hundreds of other cases of this happening to me before, to which the sweet tart said, "Excuse me, I've been lying the whole time." And she ran from the bar. And Vance agreed. What a coincidence, so am I. And he followed her to some tawdry rendezvous. Then I finished out my set and called it a night. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Or my name is Rick Carlisle, superstar.
I thought Rick Carlisle was just your stage name.
All right.
Ugh.
Attention. Will the passenger named Summer please report to the captain's private dining room? We still have a bit of mystery on our hands, and you're late for the grilling. Thank you.
Good. You guys didn't start stop me.
Start what?
The barbecue. The loudspeaker guy said that we were grilling.
He meant that they want to grill us some more about the murder.
Of the Reverend guy?
Do you know of another murder on this boat?
Excuse me, why did you just lock that door?
All these one-on-one interrogations are getting us nowhere, and I intend to wrap this case up so that I can still salvage what's left of my ever-loving honeymoon.
But you didn't answer her question.
Henry, we've talked about this.
Sorry, Bun Bun.
Better. Now, Miss Chastain, you didn't answer my question. Why did you lock that door?
I need to shake things up and take you all out of your comfort zones. So I'm turning this into a locked room mystery.
Hun, it doesn't quite work that way, especially since this murder wasn't committed in a locked room. At best, this would be a closed circle mystery, since we have a closed circle of suspects.
Semantics.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to get this straight once and for all. The captain has informed us that we will arrive at our next port of call in less than an hour, and the authorities will be waiting to take custody of the guilty party. That is somebody. Or some bodies in this room. Now, you've all been forthcoming to various degrees, but we can verify firsthand that some of your recollection of events are not accurate at all.
Disgusting. Which one of you tried to pull a fast one on our friendly detectives here?
I'm not naming any names, but his initials are Rick Carlisle.
All of you, with the possible exception of Bunny, had a pretty good motive for wanting Mr. O'Bannon dead. Alistair, you had deep theological differences with the man.
Custos fratres mi sum. Latin for, am I my brother's keeper?
Isn't that what Cain said right after he killed Abel?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Okay. Summer, we all know that you had no love for O'Bannon because he was really a wolf in sheep's clothing that wouldn't stop scratching at your door.
Wow. All that fur and wool must have been really awfully hot.
Which dovetails, no pun intended, into Henry's motive. You couldn't stand to see another man lusting after the woman you're desperately in love with.
What? You're talking crazy. Reverend O'Bannon wasn't after my Bun Bun.
No, he wasn't. But I'm not exactly the one you've been carrying an Olympic-sized torch for, am I? I swear, you, O'Bannon, and every other man on this boat are all alike. One-track minds that get derailed the second any old summer wind blows your way.
Well, I always thought of men like puppy dogs. If you want them to come, all you have to do is put your lips together and blow.
And that brings us to the gruesome twosome. Ernest, or whatever your name is, I don't think you really cared one way or the other about Reverend O'Bannon. But your girlfriend, on the other hand, has already admitted that she thought that he was better off dead.
Sic semper hypocritus. That's Latin for as always to hypocrites. Or simply put, death to hypocrites.
That's my girl.
And finally, Rick Carlisle. You probably had more reasons than anyone to want your old boss dead. Maybe that's the reason you invited a man who humiliated you on live television to come and officiate at a wedding at the only place you could get a job after that live humiliation.
Would you care to refute any of that with another badly narrated flashback?
Can I have my one phone call now?
That's after you get arrested.
How about a drink then? Anybody else need a drink?
Fine by me. I need to consult with my partner in private anyway. Well, it worked. They're all sweating now.
I know, but something doesn't feel right. They all have decent enough motive for wanting O'Bannon dead, but one thing is still bugging the hell out of me.
The fact that the dove wasn't supposed to land on O'Bannon in the first place.
Exactly. Bunny told us that she trained that bird for weeks to land on Summer's hand, which it usually did, except that one day. It
makes you wonder, doesn't it?
That maybe O'Bannon wasn't the intended victim?
Peeping dove in the room.
Doc!
Well, now it's personal.
A little bit, yeah. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes. You know what? It's time to call in the big guns. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all of you who've been watching this on YouTube Live, now we need your help. We are going to give you an opportunity to ask questions of these suspects. Maybe you saw something that we missed. Maybe you caught on to something in one of the flashbacks that we just didn't see. So now's the time. On the chat function, type in your questions. Let us know the things that you want us to ask them, and we will do it. We'll ask them the questions. So we'll have all the suspects come back into the room now so that the real interrogation can now begin. All right. Bunny, one of the first questions asked is, why a wedding at sea?
Oh, I just thought it'd be so romantic. You know, the light shining over the water. And I knew my parents wouldn't be here. They're not big fans of the ocean.
Henry, did you sign a prenup?
I know there were a lot of papers that I was told to initial and sign my name to, but I thought it was just related to the catering and the help, but oh.
Alistair, how long have you been working with potassium nitrate?
What an interesting question. How long have you been asking people who work with potassium nitrate questions?
Right.
Alistair, did you learn hypnosis in any of your past lives?
How do you think I got 11 marriages?
Well, Alistair,
go ahead.
Since you seem to be such an experience on lifetimes, do you believe O'Bannon is actually dead?
Oh, he's always with us. He'll always come back around. Shall we hold a seance? Talk to him? I'm sure Allison can lead us through that.
Be happy to. Bring him back. See him again.
Bunny, tell us how the doves were trained.
Oh, well, there's this very nice gentleman that works at the zoo with Henry, and he helped me learn some special calls to get them to come to whomever I train them to come to. So Summer would come with me sometimes to the zoo, and we would practice. And we practiced and practiced and practiced, and Davis the Dove the Third always did it right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Allison, would you describe your raven as the jealous type? Someone who might take offense to a prettier, more affectionate bird?
The reason Poe and I got along so well is because we both hate other beings, and so we naturally gravitated towards one another. Jealousy has no place in hearts so dark.
Right. Okay.
Alistair, how much in debt were you because of the racetrack?
I think there are some questions that are simply too undignified to be answered.
So you refuse to let us know that, huh?
It's more than a nickel, I'll let you know that.
Great. Rick Carlisle. That's your stage name, of course. Now, I have here that there have been more than one murder reported on some of the vessels that you've been operating on. How do you explain that?
Allegedly. Allegedly. It's just a coincidence.
Right.
You have a voice that could kill.
Thank you. Wait, what?
We were told that if we booked him, he would knock him dead. So we went with that.
Interesting. Was that on the brochure?
Yes. If by brochure you mean the table napkin he's passed across the table at the Applebee's where we met him and booked him.
Ah, thank you.
Bunny, how was a dove supposed to find Summer?
Oh, it was part of the call. When I made the call, Davis the Dove the Third flew to Summer, and he knew Summer because she's the one that I practiced with. She held her arm just like that, and Davis the Dove the Third was supposed to land on Summer.
I'm Summer.
Exactly.
Ernest. Well, how about an easy one? How are you feeling today?
Optimistic.
Right. Okay.
Allison, are your bird calls and Bunny bird calls the same?
Absolutely not. My birds are far more superior and far more intelligent than anything that Bunny's put her hands on, including my stepbrother.
Probably accurate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Henry, how much did you not want to marry Bunny?
Oh, no, I mean, I wanted to marry her at a pretty high percentage that is above 50%. Okay, so I was pretty much there. But when I saw Summer, it kind of brought back some memories of what could have been. And so, we might have discussed the past, but I felt like it was more important to live in the present and for Bunny and I to look forward into the future.
Oh, cold feet. I get it. Cold.
Okay. Rick Carlisle. Let's cut to the chase here. What was the real reason that you invited Vance O'Bannon to officiate at this wedding?
He still owes me money, and this is the only place I could find that didn't have a racetrack attached to it.
All right.
Bunny, is there any truth to the rumor that there have been multiple murders in the Banger family history?
No.
Okay.
But what about
Bunny?
your Uncle Pete?
Henry?
Oh, yeah, we don't talk about Uncle Pete. That was in the contract.
Bunny, the doves were your idea, yes?
Yes.
So who physically brought the doves onto the boat?
Henry did.
I work at a zoo.
Right.
I'm pretty good with the bird stuff. So And, you know, Bunny didn't want any of that on her luggage.
No.
So
He
I
likes
would,
to touch animals.
Who does?
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Henry, what kind of animals do you typically touch at the zoo?
I like to touch the fuzzy ones, you know, soft touch ones. So I'm not really interested in like anything with scales or if they've got a horn, not interested. You know, no horns. I'm a horn-free gentleman. All right? Fuzzy, soft, smooth.
Like
Yeah?
a bunny.
Like a bunny.
Brains.
Okay. Ernest, I remember Allison saying that you're a people person only when you're hungry. So what about when you're not hungry?
Kind of keep to myself, I guess.
Thank you.
That's what makes our relationship work.
Summer and Bunny, who was the last person to touch the dove before the wedding ceremony?
Henry?
They only fly to me. I don't have to touch them. They just fly. Like
Not as much
a boy.
touch as just, you know, open the cage, you know? Little, get on now. Get on now, get.
All right.
Get on.
Rick Carlisle, tell us the story behind your what song was it? Your chart-topping hit, "I'm a Killer for Hire."
That was biographical about my third ex-wife's new husband.
Do tell.
I think I just did.
How does that one go again? What's the chorus? What's the chorus to I'm a Killer for Hire?
Don't be
Please,
a
humorous.
bastard, buy the album.
Oh,
Summer, why did you say yes to being part of Bunny's wedding?
Bunny's my best friend. I would do anything for her.
Oh, same here, darling.
Does Bunny feel the same way about you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I never would have met Henry without Summer.
That's right.
Okay.
Who had custody of the dove from the time the vessel set sail?
The gentleman in the cargo hold.
yes.
I think his name is Todd.
Todd.
I like Todd
Todd's
because
a
it
nice
sounds
dude.
like odd.
Okay.
Well, I think we've heard enough. We need to spend a moment to figure out who did it. So, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, now is your time. You can comment in the chat who you think did it. You have many options. Rick Carlisle, Aleister Crowley, Allison Crowley, Ernest, Summer, Henry, Bunny. This is your chance to decide who you think committed the crime.
It's all up to you.
Time we start assembling everybody back in the room. One was tough. Very, very tough. But ladies and gentlemen, the true identity of Vance O'Bannon's killer might shock you. But to us, seasoned investigators, the facts presented themselves as easy as cherry pie.
I hope you're not insinuating what I think you could be insinuating.
How about the fact that Henry didn't want to get married at sea? Why did you? Easier for a certain someone to slip overboard into shark-infested waters?
You know, my bet was on a Titanic reenactment.
Oh, we're supposed to do that tomorrow. It's my favorite.
Summer.
Was it not your very own idea that the dove would fly down to Summer carrying the ring?
It was. That doesn't mean there wasn't a fair share of monkey business all around.
At the bar, you insinuated that Vance made snakes shiver, and on the matter of Summer...
Oh, that's me!
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Bunny, in which category do you see Summer fit best?
This is nonsense. She's my best friend.
She also said your eyelashes were fake.
No faker than her tan or her southern accent she pours on when she wants to feel superior or pushed up tits.
Why, I never. Those are fighting words, girl. I will end you like I wanted to.
She's had an emotional week. Haven't you, Bunny?
Oh, impossibly. Oh.
Bunny! See what you've done to her? With your slander, and your lies, and your slander, and your lies. Oh, poor girl. Let's go back to your suite for some rest.
She's not going anywhere.
Not.
Oh, healed! It's a miracle!
Yes. Now, while Magda and I are true experts in the general field of investigations, sometimes we encounter a case that is a bit more of a rarity. Now, when that happens, we call upon one of our esteemed colleagues to delve into their genius experience. As it were, that's what we had to do for this very case.
Lady Olivia Cornwallis.
The bird call expert. Oh, she's fantastic.
How could you possibly?
Never mind, dear. Yes, Lady Olivia is a dear old friend who specializes in bird calls. That was your bird call, Bunny.
Oh, hardly. I just whistled.
Can you do it again?
Impossible.
We thought this might happen. It's no coincidence that the late Vance O'Bannon was recording the rehearsal, shall we say, for posterity and not at all for nefarious purposes. And upon his passing, we came into this recording as evidence.
That's you whistling, Bunny.
Oh, I suppose so, but that proves nothing.
Lady Olivia was so kind to translate a seemingly innocent bird call and dive down into the true meaning of the tones.
With Henry's assistance, you trained the bird, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, poor Henry. He might not be aware that the command being issued in these lovely tones is spare no one, bird seed to follow.
Impossible.
Presuming that Vance would position himself as closely as possible to Summer for nefarious purposes, you made it your purpose to get both in the same shot.
Oh, say it's not true.
I'm sorry, Henry. You were in love with Summer.
I still am, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I figured if I only got Vance, the wedding would be canceled and we'd have time to salvage the marriage.
Oh, likely impossible with your new impending cellmates. Yes. Take her away.
wait for me?
He won't. You all can return to your quarters. Our investigation is complete.
You might say she was trying to get two stones with one bird.
That'll do.
Maybe she was hoping for some collateral damage.
Is it happy hour yet?
The cast in alphabetical. The cast in alphabetical order. Vance O'Bannon, played by Rick Evans. Ernest, played by Connor Farrell. Max Chastain, played by Ty Fisher. Henry Bowers, played by Reed Halverson. Alistair Crowley, played by Brian Maynard. Rick Carlisle, played by Michael Robbie. Allison Crowley, played by Cassie Rendell. Summer, played by Helen Rios. Bunny Lee Banger, played by Renata Smith. Magda Chastain, played by Christine Weens. And PA announcer, voiced by John Paul Stevenson. Stage managed by Josh Baker. Written by Brian Maynard and Michael Weens. The character of Ernest used with permission by Ben Plopper. Music by Sandra Peck Ramsey. A Cone Man Running production.